This video is sponsored by you. Get our all-in-one bundle and unlock over 2.4 terabytes of high-quality sounds. Use the code F2S5 to save $5. And thanks for supporting what we do.
Welcome back to 3DO Sounds and hello from Darwin. So over the last month we traveled from Sunshine Coast all the way up here to the Northern Territory, and guess what I haven't used? The light stand. And in this video I want to give you 5 reasons why I'm not using a light stand anymore and stick to a tripod.
Everyone wants to know, what is reason number 1, Marcel?
Reason number 1 is the versatility, but hear me out, because when I tell you that I'm going to use this with my Pianissimo from Sinella, I have a shotgun microphone and also I carry the Voyage Audio with me, and I also have, I have the DPA 4060 on that AB set that perfectly fits on here. And I think you have seen this in the video before, but what I also use this one, or Libby, is we're using it with our bigger camera. Right now we're using the Sony again, and all what I need to do is I just, I take this off, and then Libby has her own plate, quick release plate, and then you just put it on here. And this is just something we can't do with this one. But if you have an Osmo or an Insta360, of course, you could use this as well, but we don't have that currently with us. So that's why versatility, number 1. Now before I start with reason number 2, full disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video. This is the Ulanzo Zero Y, and Ulanzi. Ulanzo? What happened? What is it? Ulanzo?
Yeah, Ulanzi, yeah.
This is the Ulanzo Zero Y. Oh no, again! This is the Ulanzi Zero Y. This is the one, and we bought it in Chiang Mai at Big Camera for about 10,000 baht, which is around 300 US dollar. Maybe now it's 304, 305 US dollar. Yeah, it's not a sponsored video. We pay for our gear. Now let's keep going with reason number 2, and that is uneven ground. Now when we're already seeing here with our light stand, then this is all we have, right? This is all we can do. And you can already tell it takes up so much space, And of course, we already made a video about this one. We made this video for all the good reasons. And only because I'm using this tripod, that does not mean that this one isn't good anymore. It is, it's great. If you want to start out and you don't want to have a tripod, then please go ahead. It's fantastic and it's still the same model. It never broke, and I used it almost every single time when I was out there because it's the only nanopole tripod that I had. But now with this I have the options, but when I have both I can really tell why I really want to use this one. There's one disadvantage that I'm coming back later, but again, if you would have an uneven ground, then as you can already tell, you can adjust the legs to your own liking.
Reason number 3.
Yes, reason number 3 is high wind situations. Now I did record in higher wind situation using a nanopole or a light stand, especially in Iceland, but I do have a lot of limitations. I have to make sure that I'm not too high, otherwise it sways a lot. And here, now that I have a tripod and I can extend the legs to this extent, and I can even go longer, means I can already go higher, makes this whole thing much more fun to record.
And stable.
That's right, Libby, and stable. Reason number 4. What do you think it could be? Hanging the bag. This is something that Stefan Pfuffer does with his setup, and when I saw that I was like, oh my goodness, that's such a good idea. And that's also what I'm gonna do. Now what I still have a longer cable, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create another cable that is a little bit shorter than the one that I have, and then I can set this up really nicely, and then it's really fast setup, to be honest. And if you're using a nanopole, then of course then we cannot do that in the same way. Reason number 5, and we really have to think about how do these items come out of the box. This is it. This is what you get. And I'm talking about the ball head. Here we have our DMS kit on the tripod right now, and what I can do is if I feel like, oh, there's a nice sound over there, or sometimes I record trucks pass by, woo, and then if it's a different road, then I can just rotate it, and if there's a bird in the tree, then I can just open this up, whoop, go like here, or when I go to a river and I just want to be a little bit closer, then I can just move it like that, and done. And we don't have this on a light stand. Here we would have to purchase a ball head. It could work, but then you also have to think twice about the the stress that you can put on this tiny little thread. And as you can see, I already have a little bit of stress on that one. But this, to be honest, comes from the Rycote Boom Quick Release. So those are the 5 reasons, but there's still a little bit more to discuss. And let's just start with the boom connector. I know it is really expensive, but when we're thinking about how many years I'm already using it, it's definitely worth the money. There are different options out there that I personally haven't tried yet. I know Ambient has one, and there are some other ones that you can find on Amazon, but I cannot vouch for it because I have never used it, and it does work for me. I just want to show you again how quick I can switch, you know. Of course, then you have to have a setup with the cables, but if you just ignore this really quick. This is, by the way, the Voyage Audio that we bought. This is a second order ambisonic microphone that we can use, boop, and then we can start recording here too, bloop. And then the shotgun microphone. This is, by the way, the Earthworks QDC 50. So Alan from Zapsplat, who lives in Australia, he gave me this setup because so I can actually record with it, and that's it. And then we can just plug this in here, and I think it's great. Boop. I can actually put the Tascam recorder right on here, and then I can also record without any problems. But if you're using gear like this, you should have something that gives you a little bit more distance. This is a disadvantage of a tripod, because when you put something on here and we have this, for example, then you can see with the cable here, it's very, very tight. It goes around it just like an inch. But I don't have that problem with a Nanopole because there is just so much more space. So if you decide to get a tripod, make sure that you check out the plate space so that you not have a bad surprise, and then for some reason one of the things that you may use won't pass through. So I just took off the boom connector. Now let's check the height. You can really tell that with the Ulanzi, which also comes with a bag, by the way, it's so much smaller. And now when we're thinking about it, this is how I was recording the last years. You know, you put this on top. You see this is quite the difference, right, from the height. So that always sticked out of my bag. So I mostly, when I traveled, I put it in my luggage. So I never had it on carry-on. But the tripod I have on carry-on. And this, I never have it on, by the way, when I travel, because I'm a little too afraid it could break off. So I always do this after I reach a new destination, and I just put it on and I keep it on. But make sure that you always put it on so that it can't fall off, which actually brings me to another advantage. And then when you open this up here, we have the winch right here. So now it fits perfectly here. And now we can just adjust it. Whoop. Set up, and now we should have almost a similar height. Now we're a tiny bit higher, but this makes no difference. So overall, when it comes to height, this is the winner. If it comes to weight, yes, I feel like it is a little heavier, but not much. Not that I could tell. I could tell. No, it is a little heavier, but it's carbon fiber. It feels like really good quality. I can tell you from my point of view as a field recordist who does not live off YouTube that this is a good tripod. There are 2 advantages for the Lightstand versus the tripod, and this is the startup time or just getting stuff ready in a flash. You can just do this, boop, and then you're already ready. So that's one. And the second one is you can just take out the legs, and then you can use the Lightstand as a boom pole. There's a bonus reason why the tripod is so great, and that's double trouble. Because we have a 1/4 inch here, and you have watched our video about the Zoom H1 Essential. I use the gooseneck. And now what I do is I just include the gooseneck here. It's all about Second Life. You know, when you travel a lot, you have a lot of things, and if you feel like, I don't really use it, there's always a Second Life. And here I can just, you know, boop, like this. And this microphone is just so light. And then I put it around. And there you go. Now we have double mid-side here and second order ambisonic right there.
But also, Ulanzi does sell
Yes.
an accessory too for the phone.
They do. Or you can also get other extensions. Lots of stuff. But this works for us. Double trouble. And we already made it to the end of the video. Now, what are you using? Do you use a tripod for field recording or a light stand, or maybe even both? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you'd like to support us in our work, check out our all-in-one bundle. We already have, for the June update, 80 more gigabytes recorded here from Australia. So if you already have access to the all-in-one bundle, then you can find them on your content page. And if you're curious, just check out the link in the description down below. And I can't wait to see you in our next video.